Latest market update and what's happening around the territory and around Darwin. So with the housing industry itself, what we're seeing now is we're actually seeing a bit of a slowdown in inquiry going on in the market. However, land's still been selling very strongly, which is a positive sign. There has been no doubt a real challenge in the whole industry with material products being discontinued or not available or being delayed, and also price-wise with that material. So some examples I think that's been imported at the moment through shipping and containers. You used to pay between $600 to $1,000 to $1,200 for a container. That's now pushed up around about $10,000 for a container to be shipped into Australia. So there's obviously price. That pricing's been forwarded on to materials, and with inflation, we're definitely seeing continuation of rises of material costs. There's a 38% increase coming in January next year of roll form steel, and steel prices themselves have gone up over 40% alone. So right across the board, we're seeing an increase with all materials in pricing. Now, I would say at this stage, if we did an average, we'd be looking around about the 20 to 25% increase in pricing of materials that we've seen. And labour has been a similar of around about 10 to 15, sometimes up to 20% increase in labour. And that's purely through supply and demand and the shortage of labour out there because of the high demand of housing. And this is not just in Darwin and Northern Territory, it's right across Australia as well. So once upon a time, if we were busy here and it was quieter in other states, you could actually encourage workers to come up to fill that gap, where at the moment, because it's busy right across the board, that ability is not there to do it. So with the rental side of things, the property market is still very strong. Rentals are still very strong, which is great news, and there still seems to be people moving to the territory. I feel once the borders open up, that will probably increase, especially in New South Wales and Victoria, that we'll see an influx of people come up, and that'll put more pressure on the market. So the housing pricing is definitely stabilised to strong in growth, and the rental market is very strong as well. So that's a quick rundown of where we're at. There's no doubt it's been challenging for those in the industry and challenging for suppliers in regards to the materials and the pricing. Back to material shortages, what you find is you've ordered material to go to a job, it should be ready to go in a week's time, and you get notified that now it's not available, or it's on a back order, or it could be X amount of time before you can get it. So then you're looking at re-stepping and reissuing orders for alternative materials or jobs being held up. So that has a flow-on effect. Obviously, the other one that we're challenged with at the moment is the mandates and how that's affecting the industry. There are a lot of businesses out there which have lost staff, which has put more pressure onto the business, and that's through both the supply model and labour on site as well. So a combination. So it's putting a lot of pressure in different areas as well. And some businesses are really struggling, had a lot of challenges with that. And then you've also got the lockouts or lockdowns, which we're now navigating our way through at the moment. Now, the last lockout we had, our company itself only had 2 teams of guys on site. All the others weren't on site. So that 3 or 4 days that you can have there as a lockout can actually affect the whole workflow by at least about a week and a half to 2 weeks. And a good example of that is if you think of traffic moving along, think of a project moving along, trades and material all coming through and flowing through to a projected timeline. If you think about that as traffic on the road, you've got the highway, all the traffic's running along the highway, red lights come on, stop lights, all the traffic stops, builds up, the light goes green again. So let's say where our out of lockdown comes out is a green light. Then the first car starts to move, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. like that. So you've actually got this flow of traffic running, stops, and then it starts to move like that slowly. So every day really equates to about 3 days of lost productivity. So if you have a week, you're looking about the 2 to 3 weeks of catch up before the flow starts to move again. And that's the easiest way to look at it as far as the projects running and project management going, because there's so many factors involved with labour and materials and the supply chain right throughout that when you lose that flow, you've actually it takes a while to get going in. So that's been another challenge, and there's no doubt that it's delayed some of our projects. It's probably delayed some more than others, unfortunately, and we really do apologise for any of our clients that have actually been in that position. It's tough, but we're doing our best there to try and keep that flow moving the best we can and navigate our way through it. So, but that's a quick market update. It's promising. It's looking exciting still. There's good numbers there. The territory is quite a buzz with activity, which is fantastic. And it's just for business side, it's real navigation of where we're at and navigating through mandates, lockdowns, lockouts, and supply chain issues. So no doubt it's a challenge out there, but it's exciting. So I hope that's given you a quick update on where we're at, what's happening, and we'll catch up with you soon. Thank you.